All right, boys, welcome. Draft season's kind of close, about a month away. We're going to be talking about the main proposed changes for the Reachers Dynasty League. Very glad to be back, and let's just get right into it. So, topic number one, adding league median for scoring. So basically, you have your normal, opponent, and then there's a extra point that's added across the entire league for your scoring, so it's average, right? The pros are obviously if you're a higher scoring team, you'll be rewarded. There's nothing worse than losing by like zero point 0.2 points when you're the second or third highest scoring team of the week and you lose to the highest scoring team of the week because a loss is a loss. I've actually done this in a different league and I found it to be very, very fun just because it adds more, but also like there's been many instances where all of your Sunday games will be done and you'll have lost. But if you have the or the median scoring, it allows something to cheer for on Sunday Night Football and Monday Night Football. And the only other con I can really think of is that it takes away a little bit from the classic fantasy vibe of like, no, there's only winners and losers. But overall, I've done it. I like it. And that is topic number one. Topic number two is increasing the buy-in, maybe 65, 75, or $100. Pros are it just makes for a competitive environment. With more money on the line, people are going to try harder. Conversely, they're probably less likely to tank because who wants to just waste $100 for nothing? Really, the only con is that it's more money, but that's topic number two. Topic number three is right now we have two main conferences, and then the proposed change is that we'd have four conferences, three teams each. The winner of each division gets a automatic bid, and then the next two best record teams would get in. Um, Pros are makes the games more impactful when you're playing someone in division because it obviously affects it more. Honestly, the cons, I can't really think of any. It's mainly a preference thing. There's no right answer. I just think it'd be more fun for the league. We could try it for 1 year. Um, and yeah, that's that. Before I get to topic number four, if you wanted me to add something about the taxi squad or the trade deadline or anything about that, let me know. But I think these are the main ones that were proposed for changes. So let's get to the big one, the draft order, the tank, and the toll bowl. It's honestly the main reason why I'm making this video. Guys, I got to rant for just a hot second. I'm pulling the 80-20 rule here. 80% of this, guys, is for go fucking win. I want the warrior mentality. I mean, Dynasty, especially fantasy football, it's about winning, bragging rights, getting the money, shoving in your opponent's faces. That's the fun, at least to me. Now, if not everyone can win, obviously, and only half the teams make the playoffs. So I get the strategy around like if you're not going to make it, try to rebuild. Uh, put your team in the best position for next year. I get that, but guys, people are like trying to lose on purpose, and I don't understand it. So like, the fuck is this? I mean, like, it was within the rules, but when we're having rosters that are like this, I don't understand the appeal to something like this. But maybe that's just me. So we're gonna go over the options. This is the important stuff. So option number one is just actually, let me go to the slideshow mode. Is just keep it the same. So toilet bowl loser gets the punishment for the 101. You got to do the beer mile, but we can obviously update the punishment. Draft order is the results of the toilet bowl. So if you get the 101, or if you get the 101, you're sorry, if you lose the toilet bowl, you're the 101. Pretty simple. Okay, max points for. I've actually done this. For those of you in plungers, we do this. You can still have a punishment, and I want to be clear. We don't have to have a punishment for option two. It's an option. It's determined by your team's max points for, so it's a best ball format. So it really is. It's the fairest option in that sense, where the legitimate worst team gets the 101. There's no tanking. It's just all who has the best roster top to bottom. I like it because it's the most fair and it definitely eliminates the tanking possibility. The only thing I will say is it is kind of lame in the sense that, like, once you're eliminated and the playoffs are starting for the actual playoff teams, you don't really have anything to do. You're just kind of there. So that's why I'm saying the punishment's an option. But this is we have done it and I like it. Something to consider. This is probably the most popular regular season standings. So we wouldn't do the toilet bowl as the determiner. Punishment would still, like, again, the punishment's still optional. It would be the loser of the toilet bowl, but it's determined by a regular season standing. It's pretty straightforward. One thing that this does help is, like, if you're, I don't know, if you're a 10 loss team, I mean, you're mathematically eliminated, right? There's no way you can make the playoffs. For those teams, because I believe you need 7 wins to get in, for those teams that have like 5 wins with a couple weeks left, it incentivizes those teams to try to push for the playoffs instead of just being like, nope, I'm done. Uh, Again, punishment is optional, but this is another one. I will give credit to our favorite friend Ian Shealy. He came up with this idea. I call it the 2-year combos. So basically, what it is the for the loser bracket, your draft spot is automatically decided based on your combined loss record from the previous 2 seasons. So remember, it's only for non-playoff teams. So it's kind of like the max points for where it's already decided for you, but the punishment, again, optional. The punishment is a result of the toilet bowl. Uh, I kind of like this because for those of you that are tanking, if you're really going to tank, you have to commit to it for it to have an impact. Um, yeah, I think it's unique too. You know, it doesn't solve the tanking issue, but it does make it more fair that, like, if you're a fringe team, if you're close to a playoff team, you don't make the playoffs, then it just becomes how can I score the lowest amount of points? And I think that part's lame. It gets rid of that. Uh, the fifth option, this is suggested by Jacob Schmidt. This is personally the option I will be voting for. It's the bonus pick option. So here's the idea. There's basically an extra pick that's added at the end of the season. For in this instance, we'll call it the 313, but we can change that. And it's awarded to the winner of not the toilet bowl, but the toilet bowl is then converted to a consolation bracket, right? Yeah, punishment is optional for last place. We don't have to do punishment again. It is optional. The bonus pick is not tradable. That's a hard, fast rule. So it's just like when the rookie draft is happening, people are selecting their guys. The commissioner and me, I will pause it after the 312 and I'll say, all right, winner of consolation bracket, whoever's on the board, you get them. I'll add them to the roster, and then the rookie draft continues. So the beautiful thing about this is it incentivizes teams not to tank the second they're eliminated from the playoffs, right? So you actually have something to play for uh when I want it to be fair, right? So you actually have something that you can do if you're a non-playoff team rather than just try to lose. Losing doesn't actually help you. And let me explain because here's the part two. So the worst two teams get a bye in the consolation bracket, meaning they're not even eligible to receive the bonus pick. Let me say it again. If you're the worst two teams record wise during the regular season, you are not eligible to receive the bonus pick. And here's why. We want to avoid getting rewarded for doing poorly on purpose, right? So if you have a bad team because you have a bad team, ouch, that sucks. But if you have a bad record or a bad record because you're purposely losing, that takes that out. That solves that, all right? So the seeds 7 through 10 would play normally on the first round. And then basically it becomes a traditional consolation bracket where you're just trying to move up, the losers get flushed, right? Now, here's the beautiful thing about this idea is draft order is then decided on a lottery system. So it's not a hard, fast thing. It's a lottery system, which I think is beautiful. And we could incorporate a lottery system into all of the other options instead of making it a hard, fast rule. The NBA does this where they have a lottery system. I think the NHL does that too. I'm not sure. So an example would be the seventh place person. So that's the winner of the constellation bracket would get their 313 pick, but then they have the worst amount of odds for the 101 because remember the winner or the playoff teams, they're already decided. I don't know the math behind it. This is just the premise, but let's say you have, I don't know, like a five opportunity, like five balls that go into the thing. Like if you're the seventh place, you might get one, but if you're the 12th place, you have the best odds. You get five balls or something like that. And then you do like a little lottery wheel, and there you go. Now remember, this is not for punishment. This is just for draft spots. So there is a chance that the seventh place could get the 313 and the 101. I think this is perfect because managers that want to tank can tank, but there's risk involved because if you tank too hard, you might not be eligible for the bonus pick at all. But if you tank your hardest of hearts out, you're still not guaranteed the 101, which I think is the perfect balance. Uh, and this is the bonus pick idea. So, option six, this is I want to clarify. This is for punishment only. So right now we're just doing the beer mile day of the draft, which I think is fine. Uh, but an idea is that all non-playoff teams have to do a punishment, but the punishments are like lighter in nature and they're voted, created, and agreed prior to the start of the year. So based on the toilet bowl, the seventh place would get their first round or first pick of the punishment, and then whoever loses the toilet bowl supposedly gets the worst punishment. And all punishment ideas, whoopsies, all punishment ideas. Oh god, I ruined the surprise. All punishment ideas can be interchangeable for the other options, including the bonus pick one. So next steps, today's March 15th. I will be sending this video out and I'll send out the outline of the rule changes. Over today's Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, we'll discuss these options and I can make adjustments as needed. And then the 18th, which is I think Tuesday, that will be the first day that I'll actually send out the polls for everyone to vote. You'll have 4 days to vote. If you don't vote, that sucks. Too bad, so sad. And then after that, on Saturday, I'll actually share the results and I'll start collecting buy-ins and I'll implement the changes and everything because by then, I think it'll be like, yeah, a month away from the draft. So, go Mike Evans. Thanks for watching and I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you. Bye.